How on earth do they come up with these rankings?
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. Yeah, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of Dak. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. Everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. You know, I'm an old guy, and for most of my life, it always seems to me that the Eagles players, Eagles organization, even the fans are always getting the short end of the stick. They're always getting the short end of the stick. We're always getting ripped off some way. Now, maybe I'm just old and bitter, who the hell knows? But when I think about growing up, I think about when Randall Cunningham gets ripped off of the MVP over Joe Montana, where Montana didn't deserve it. Then I think about that 91 defense, greatest defense I've ever seen. Never get the credit they deserve. Brian Dawkins, I remember him when he was in his prime. You think he's a Hall of Famer, he was this great safety. Well, let me tell you something. He used to get treated like the 4th or the 5th best safety in the league. Every ranking that would come out every year, he was always like 4th or 5th. They would even put Roy Williams, who stinks, over him. Okay? It was ridiculous. And you know, the excuse that is always given is, well, the Eagles haven't won any Super Bowls. They have no championship, so they don't get that benefit of the doubt. Okay, I can buy into that on some level, okay? I can buy into it. But guess what? We're in 2020 now, and the Eagles won a Super Bowl in 2017, and the crap continues. The crap continues. Now, look, I like being the underdog. I like it. I like it on some level. I do. But I also get very frustrated by it because sometimes I think you got to give credit where credit is due. I will give you credit if you deserve it. Okay? If Dak Prescott throws a nice pass or wins a game, I'll give him credit. But when the Eagles do something good, nobody gives them credit. Okay? CBS Sports, they just released their top 10 coaches. Okay, they released their top 10 coaches for the 2020 season. And here's their rankings, okay? Number 1, Bill Belichick. Number 2, Andy Reid. Number 3, John Harbaugh. Number 4, Sean Payton. Number 5, Kyle Shanahan. Number 6, Sean McVay. Number 7, Mike Tomlin. Number 8, Pete Carroll. Number 9, Doug Pederson. The hell is that? Number 10, Mike Zimmer. Now, this is the most ridiculous list I've ever seen. How is Doug Pederson number 9 on this list? And I'm serious. Think about this for a second. If Doug Pederson was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys and he won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, you don't think he's top 3 on this list? Because I can guarantee you he is. The reason he's 9 is because he's the coach of the Eagles. I'm sorry, but that's what I believe. There's no way Doug Pederson should be ranked 9. That ain't even right. That ain't even right. Here's a coach, okay? Here's a guy that goes out in 2017, loses his franchise quarterback, goes into the playoffs, right? And before the playoffs, in the bye week, he goes back and he looks at his backup quarterback, Nick Foles. He looks at all his tape with Chip Kelly, when he played with Chip Kelly, and he changes his offense to better fit his quarterback. He did a great, masterful job coaching. They go on to win a Super Bowl against maybe the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback of all time. He goes and he beats him. Okay? Then the following year, he comes back, his team's injury plagued. He keeps it together, goes ahead, gets them in the playoffs. Last year, Injury plagued again. Everything is in shambles. You got guys possibly fighting in the locker room. You got spies from Dallas on that team. He keeps it together. And they go back to the playoffs. How is this guy not a top 5 coach? He has to be a top 5 coach. Listen, here's how I would rank it. Bill Belichick, 1. I'm not going to argue. Andy Reid, number 2. Hey, he won a Super Bowl. He's been coaching a long time. It only took him 150 years to win one. I'll give it to him. Harbaugh, 3. I have no problem with that. No problem with it. Okay, Sean Payton, 4, and Kyle Shanahan, 5. Here's why I got a problem. Sean Payton has Drew Brees, Hall of Fame quarterback, and he's only won 1 Super Bowl. He's only won 1 Super Bowl. He should have won more. Now, he's a good coach, no question about it. But I'll put Doug Pederson above him. I'll put Mike Tomlin above him. This list should be Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, Harbaugh, Tomlin, Pederson, or Pederson, Tomlin. It should be that too. That should be the top 5. No way McVay, no way Kyle Shanahan are better. And let me tell you, Mike Tomlin gets ripped off, Pete Carroll gets ripped off, because Pete Carroll's right up there too. It should be like Belichick, Reid, Harbaugh, Tomlin, Pederson, Tomlin, however you want to do fourth and fifth ranking. Then it should be really Sean Payton and Pete Carroll. I don't understand this list. Totally, absolutely ridiculous. But the fact that they would put Doug Pederson 9, it just shows you that it's had nothing to do with the Eagles not winning championship. You just get ripped off all the time. And look, I like being an underdog. I do, I get it. But it frustrates the hell out of me. This list by CBS Sports, totally dingbatish, in my opinion. Doug Pederson, at the very least, is a top 5 coach. You can make an argument for top 3, because I don't know what other coaches in this league have done what he has done with the amount of injuries that he's had. Now, the next thing I got to address is Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes. The guy is doing videos and asking me to respond to his videos. Okay? He did a video on Carson Wentz. Big surprise, he does one every day, because he secretly loves him. He secretly wishes Carson Wentz was his quarterback. No question about it. But he wants to know why nobody talks about Carson Wentz's fumbles. Where you been? That's all they talk about. That's all they talk about. They skip everything else and talk about his fumbles all the time. That's all I hear. I've never heard a guy criticize so much. Dak Prescott gets a little bit of criticism. Oh my God, he's the most criticized quarterback to ever come out of the NFL. Are you crazy? Carson Wentz is criticized way worse, way harsher than Dak Prescott. The only reason Dak is criticized at all, the only reason is because your owner, Jerry Jones, Emperor Palpatine with them electric fingers shooting electricity. The only reason why Dak is criticized at all is because your owner and your team hasn't given him a long-term extension. They haven't shown faith enough to give him what it takes to get it done. And that makes people question what the hell's going on. Your criticism of your team is self-inflicted by your ownership, by your organization. It is not because people just don't like Dak Prescott. Everybody gives Dallas every benefit of the doubt. Okay? I mean, you love to use excuses, right? You always say, oh, Eagle fans use excuses. Why did Carson Wentz, why did he lose last year? You can't say that he had a broken back, even though he did. You say, oh, well, we lost because Dak had a bad shoulder. Oh, he had a bad shoulder versus you guys when it mattered. But then the next week he goes out and throws, 300-400 yards against the Redskins, throws all over the field, touchdowns, and his shoulder's magically fine then. This is ridiculous, Mark. You're so desperate, and you're so scared of the Eagles. You're scared. We're coming to double moonwalk that ass. You can't stop it. You, Michael Anthony, where's the fitness? You know what I'm saying? Just buckle in. Maybe get some, get Ben DiNucci, come over, cook some meals. Smoke a little of Zeke Elliott's weed. You know what I mean? Because you guys gotta chill out. Your beating's coming. The double moonwalk in the ass, it's coming. It can't be stopped. Nothing's going to stop it. Corona, Dingbat 19, it's coming. And you can talk all the crap about Carson Wentz, but the truth of the matter is Carson Wentz is totally disrespected. He's totally overanalyzed People talk crap about him all the time. They talk about his fumbles, which is a problem. He's got to work on it. There's no excuse for it, except the fact that they have had no receivers for pretty much, 2 seasons? What do you expect the guy to do? He's holding the ball longer. Once he gets guys that can get open, ball should come out faster. The fumble problem should start to go away. However, I have to say this. The only reason Dak is criticized is because your ownership has yet to show faith enough in him to sign him to an extension. And until that happens, you're going to have some sort of criticism. But it's not nearly as bad as Carson Wentz. This is a dude that has to deal with the backup quarterback winning a Super Bowl. He has to deal with all the injuries. You know how much crap Carson Wentz has to deal with compared to Dak? It's not even close. It's not even close. You don't know pain. You don't know what it's like to hear your team get bashed constantly for years and years and years. And that's what we get. And then you get a little criticism because your team doesn't want to sign him to an extension, and the world's falling on poor Dak Prescott. Oh, I don't feel bad. He stinks. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.